Thanks so much for staying there. Now, Ministerial Nominee for Information Mustafa Hamid has justified the creation of the Regional Reorganization Development Portfolio by President Nana Akufo-Addo. Mustafa Hamid, who is also the spokesperson of the president, believes this will enhance governance and development.
Restructuring has to be done at certain periods in our national life to meet the pace of the change or of the changes that occur, in the world. Are you following me? And all of these changes occur sometimes because of technology, sometimes because of migration, sometimes because, if you want, populations have outstripped social services, etc. So when all of these changes occur, then there is need for us to sit down again and realign our geographical boundaries in order to meet the changes that have occurred in national life. So when you go to the northern part of the western region, for example, we said that it takes about sometimes 14 hours for people to travel from one part of the western region to the capital of the western region. It's unacceptable anywhere in the world in the 21st century. This president believes that it should not take more than a maximum of 4 hours for a person to travel from his region to another part of the same region. And therefore, he believes that there need to be a certain realignment or restructuring, reorganization of our regional boundaries and so on, in order, first of all, to make development accessible to the people, and then number two, to ease people's access to social services and what they deserve as citizens. For example, you want to get a passport, you have to come to Takoradi from the northern part of the western region, and it has to take you 12 hours. By the time you get to Takoradi, it's 9 p.m. The offices have closed. You have to go and find a hotel to sleep in and all of that. If you don't have money to rent a hotel or a relative to sleep in, it's all sort of inconveniences for the citizens.
But if you're talking about travel time, isn't it a matter of improving upon the road infrastructure?
Even if you improve the road, traveling 14 hours and you improve the road, you will still travel minimum 6-7 hours. Acceptable. That's the point I'm making to you. And we are saying that per the standards that the president thinks fit, he thinks that nobody should travel more than 4 hours. So realigning our regions is important. Secondly, agitations for these realignments have existed for generations. The agitation for the creation of the OT region in the Volta region, for example, has been there for a very long time. But governments have not had the political will, to move beyond the talk, to be able to implement them. He wants to move beyond the talk. There are basic agreements, especially the northern part of Western region and the OT region. Everybody agrees. Even the past government, the Mahama government, said that they were going to, if they won, create 5 more regions. So that tells you that there's a national consensus somehow on the fact that we need to reorganize our regions.
Okay. You're welcome back to News at 10. We're still on the issue of the president trying to put his government together. Nominees are being vetted. But let's jump to the Volta region. A youth group in that region, the concerned Volta youth, are kicking against the creation of a new region out of the Volta region. According to the leader or the convener of the group, Jean-Claude Koku Amenyeglo, the region is too small in size and population to merit consideration for a split. Now, according to him, during the election 2016 campaign, President Akufo-Addo promised the creation of a new region out of the Western region. Now, since assuming office, the president has named Dan Botwe as the Minister of Regional Reorganization and Development to oversee the creation of the new administrative regions. And that is what the youth group are against, and they will tell us why. My guest is the convener of that group. I told you earlier, he is Jean-Claude Koku Amenyeglo, convener of that group. Jean, good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. So, the Volta region, does it need another region, a new region out of the Volta region? Is
Not
that what
at
you're
all.
saying?
We don't need that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're told that when you're organizing smaller entities, it speeds up development. It brings more development.
Absolutely, that is very right. But not necessarily creating another region. You see, the Constitution do not stipulate that statutory funds be set aside for the development of regions, but rather statutory funds are allocated for the respective MMDAs. So what we are expecting government to do is to focus its attention on the respective MMDAs. That's the Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies.
In the region.
In the region. That is where development can come up. So if the, okay.
Koku, no, so hold on. So your suggestion is that if you split Volta into two, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the development you're looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Volta region becoming two regions. There's a region with structures. It doesn't bring development.
No, not at all. You are rather going to add cost to government's administrative structure, because you would have to house, equip all these government administrators and pay them as well, which is going to add extra cost. So we are expecting government to rather use those monies that they are going to use in creating all these entities to rather spearhead development in the region for us. Of course, those people in the northern part of Volta region who are calling for this split are lagging behind. You go to places like in Kwanta, you go to places like Kratchi.
Roads are terrible.
Roads are terrible. I mean, they are lagging behind. So what we are looking for from government is that they should rather focus their attention in developing those areas for us, but not necessarily creating another region, because it's rather going to add extra cost. You see, when you go to a place like the Nkwanta of District Assembly, I mean, the assembly is nothing good to write home about. You see, they are highly under-resourced. So instead of you creating another region, focus your attention on these district assemblies and give them more money so that they can do what? Spearhead development, and make sure they've created a ministry portfolio for monitoring and evaluation. You monitor their activities very well. You make sure that the money that you send to them are put to good use. Then we will see development. That is what we are looking for, and not necessarily creating a region for us.
Is this your concern? Has it gotten to authorities?
Yes, it has gotten to. Well, it has not. We've not written to the government officially. We wrote a press release and it went viral.
You sent it to the media?
Yeah, we sent it to the media, and I mean, people were calling in. And since the release, we also opened an online petition, and it's amazing. Almost everybody is against the split because Volta is lagging behind. Government, since independence, happens to. I mean, they've left us behind. I mean, you see projects being taken to other places, but at the end of the day, not the Volta region. So we are looking for development, but not necessarily you coming to tell us that, oh, when we create another region, we will build you a new regional hospital, we will build it. No. You see, when you create another region, it doesn't warrant that you necessarily have to build a hospital, because there's no way in the Constitution that says that regions are allocated this, so let's allocate this to this region, let's allocate. It's a matter of policy.
Don't you think that once the region is split into two, the capital of the new region, we need to have a regional hospital, we need to have structures for, like you said, regional offices. I mean, every other government entity that is in Accra would have to be sent there, and that brings development.
You see, that is a matter of policy, as I stated earlier. There's nowhere in the Constitution that states that when you create a region, you should have a regional hospital for the region. No. But that's why we are saying.
But at least it has to be there.
It's a matter of policy.
Yes, it's a matter of policy.
So if you have the region at heart, you can develop the region without necessarily creating another region. You see, Volta region is a region that has a history. You see, we trace our history back from the Trans-Volta Togo land. So you can't just come and tell us that you want to split the region into two, and you are distorting something. And moreover, when you create another region, you would have to reorganize the region that you've created. You have to, I mean, either you split some districts, you merge some districts, and all that. After doing that, remember they have parliament, MPs in parliament. All these things, there will have to be a by-election to reorganize everything, and it is going to waste time.
Tell me, what is it that the Volta region needs? The past government spoke about trying to bring development, and I don't know if it's an airstrip or an airport is being developed there. Really, what is it that is lacking in the Volta region? Apart from the fact that we know that the northern part has very bad roads.
Oh, wow. Volta region is highly underdeveloped. We don't have enough health facilities. We don't have good transportation systems. We don't have good schools. I mean, it's recently that we recently got the University of Health and Allied Sciences, and the previous government also converted the whole polytechnic into a technical university. So we need development.
You feel neglected.
We feel neglected. Government since independence has, I mean, we are not seeing anything. It happens that when they take projects to other places and we complain small, then they bring something small to us. So we expect government to pay more attention to us. And you see, our brothers up there in the northern part of Volta region, their concerns are legitimate. Because when you go there, my brother, you feel sorry. Apart from the Eastern Corridor Road that stretches through the KJB, Buem constituency up to Nkwanta South and Nkwanta North, you will not see any trunk road connecting these places.
Let's wrap up our conversation.
Okay.
What exactly, apart from government, assuming government listens to your call not to split the region, what do you need?
If they agree not to split the region, what we need is simple. The things that they have promised the region during the campaign.
Like what?
Like the one district, one factory that he has promised that at Keta. We need that. We need the stadium that he has promised that. And the numerous promises that they have given us. We need all that. That is what we are looking for.
And that will satisfy the people of the Volta region. John Claude Koku Amenyoglo is the convener for Concerned Volta Youth. Koku, I'm grateful for your time. I know this will generate some debate and we'll continue to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thanks.